What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here on a podcast, and I am with another contestant going into the Ascendance Live Season 3 house, Connor. What is up, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well too. Nobody's asked me that. Nobody's asked me how I'm doing. I appreciate that.
Mm, No worries.
So we're gonna get into some questions, and to the first one is to let the viewers know a little bit about yourself, Connor. So it's pretty open-ended. I want you to describe your perfect day and what are you doing, who are you doing it with, where maybe, all that stuff.
Okay. So my perfect day would probably involve me waking up at 12 p.m. I like
Nice.
yeah. I'm not an early bird. So I like to
Okay.
wake up at noon probably. Um Perfect day would probably be wake up at noon, get all the morning stuff done, shower, brush my teeth, the usual. Um Then I would, that's a very interesting question. Have lunch. Does that be realistic? A realistic perfect day?
You can do realistic or you could do like literally anything. Like this is so just whatever you want it
Hmm.
to be.
See, I would then have probably go downstairs, watch cartoons. I would watch probably an hour worth of cartoons. Um, Probably ideally old school wacky races is a personal favorite of mine. I love wacky races. That's a great one. Um,
I'll have to check
I
that out.
would, yeah, it's old school. I like I grew up with that. I used to go to local CVS, get some candy, go home, watch some Rocky races. So, um, probably do that. Then I would, um, hmm, watch cartoons. Yeah, wake up at noon, watch cartoons, eat ribs for dinner, um, or chicken. Some
Why not
fried
both?
chicken's always a good choice. I could do both. Yeah, fried chicken with gravy and ribs for dinner. Um, and then I would yeah, that's about it for me. I'm very simple. Cartoons, food, sweet tea.
Mm.
Um, that's a perfect day. Not much going on. I don't have to go out and about. I don't have to socialize. I'm an introvert, so a good day for me is where I don't have to do too much of that. So cartoons, probably end it with a glass of chocolate milk at the end of the day. Good old glass of chocolate milk, and
Can't miss.
uh, go back to reality the next morning.
Or don't. I don't know.
Um,
Um, I love that. So let's get into some of the game questions now that we know a little bit about what you would do in the alternate reality. Uh, who from a past season of Ascendance Live would you work with if they were in the season with you now?
ooh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah. No worries. I would, I'd love to work with like William, Taco Tony. Like I love those guys. I felt like they were just like so just like out on their own world, and I wish more people like lived in their reality instead of like the opposite. Like I loved them. They just were just themselves, and they were authentic, and they didn't necessarily fit in with the main group, and I like that a lot. Also, if I have to go based on like bonds I have, I would say Jodely. I'm really good friends with Jodely. I was rooting them on season 2. They were so close. I was like, come on, do it. They couldn't get a comp win, but they were so close. So, um, and yeah, probably any of those three I would love to work with.
I love you bringing back the Taco Tony William duo. That was such a duo that we needed more of that, honestly,
Mhm.
Connor. Um, say your number one ally in the game is being targeted really early on, a couple rounds in. Would you go out of your way to flip the vote and try to save them, or are you gonna kind of take a step back and let them be eliminated?
Um, I would try and weigh out the situation and see what's realistic. I would actually try and make a few conversations happen and say, hey, look, let's see if we can change it. And if progress is made on that, I'll keep going on that and see if I can keep pushing it. If I make a few conversations and nothing's happening of it, I'm dropping it immediately and they can go home. You have to look out for yourself and yourself first. So I would honestly really base it off of what kind of traction am I getting from my progress. If it's a good progress, keep going. Is it not good progress, stop immediately because you're only going to paint a target on yourself. And you might get what you want and your allies stay, but that might mean you go. And you always should look out for yourself first and foremost. So I always look out for myself, and I would weigh it out. But I would like to make an attempt for sure to save my closest ally. But if it doesn't gain traction, it doesn't gain traction.
Yeah. What is a challenge that you would dominate at?
Cartoon knowledge. Give me some cartoon knowledge. I'm not a physically fit guy. I'm not a mental guy. Um, like I'm none of those. I'm none of those. So like anything you've seen on Ascendance so far, I would be awful at. So I'm not planning on winning any competitions. In fact, if I see a competition I know I'm not going to win, I'm going to throw it grandly because if I so that way like ideally um I just paint myself as the weakest person on earth, and that's gonna lower my threat level even more. If I see a competition I know I can't win, why not throw it and make a big hole like Kathy in the peanut butter? Like I can't get out, like or the syrup. I would do that in a heartbeat. But a competition I'd be good at, none of them. Absolutely none of them.
But you did say cartoon knowledge.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see if they pull that one out for this season.
One can only hope.
One can only hope. You mentioned in your ideal day waking up at 12.
Yes.
That kind of leads me into this question here. Sleep is a huge factor in Ascendance Live. How many hours can you efficiently work on?
It depends. I usually am in bed by 10, but if I'm in a social setting and the people are energizing me and I get energized by that, I can go for a while. So it depends on the social setting. If like I'm by myself, I'm going to bed. But if I'm in a social setting and like people are vibing, I'm not going to be the first one to go to bed. I will push myself to stay awake. Um, I will do whatever it takes. But in a social setting, if it's vibing, I can get really energized off of that sometimes. So I would hopefully use that to try and stay awake. I could probably go. I'll go as long. I'll go as long as I need to. I don't. I'll go if I have to stay awake 5 days. I'll do my best to stay awake 5 days. Because that's probably not realistic. You'll see me out within 2 hours, but like I'll do what it takes. Honestly, I'm not gonna be the first to go to bed.
Okay. Well, 5 days. You guys heard it here first. If the opportunity is there for 5 days to be awake, Connor's taking it.
Yep, we're doing it.
So what is your opinion on throwing a vote?
Um, I I'm I'm not one for hinky votes, like just to throw a vote to cause chaos because I feel like look at me. If anyone's gonna like do something outrageous like that, I'm wearing this shirt, so they're gonna easily be like, "Oh, that guy. He seems like crazy enough to do that." So I wouldn't do that. But strategically, like if I felt like an idol could be played and I'm the one getting that one person's vote and it's a unanimous vote, I'm throwing a vote onto someone that's expendable so I can survive. I'll do that scenario in a heartbeat. Um, but I'm not. I don't think. I think I'm the guy that will get accused of throwing a vote when it wasn't actually me that threw the vote. So I'm not gonna like try and do anything too crazy in that regard. The craziness I do is the unexpected craziness. Throwing a vote is so expected. I don't want to do anything expected. I want to do stuff that you wouldn't expect me to do. That I can get away with. I don't know if I can get away with throwing a vote if I'm already gonna be entering the house in probably this shirt funky socks up to my like thigh. Like I don't know if like that's what I'm envisioning my outfit being. I don't know if that guy is going to be the guy that can get away with throwing a boat. So we'll see.
Do you think if you wore like a plain t-shirt and like white socks, maybe that you could get away with throwing a vote?
Probably if I were to fit in with the norm of what other people are probably wearing, what other people are probably doing, I could probably get away with a lot more. But I don't fit in with the norm. I don't. That's not me.
Fuck the
I
norm,
could.
brother.
Yeah, I don't like the norm. The norm sucks. So I'm gonna be me, wear what I want to wear, do what I want to do, and I'll deal with any repercussions that comes with. But I'm not gonna just be something I'm not just to play a game. You know, I can do well being me. I'm here to prove that.
Yeah, that fired me up a little bit. Um, I'm gonna give you a scenario here, Connor, a hypothetical situation. So congratulations. First of all, you made it all the way to the final three, and you won the final three challenge. So now you have the opportunity to choose who you're going to go to the end of the game with and kind of battle in the finale or the final two. And your options are number one is your number one ally in the game, but they're kind of like maybe going to be difficult to beat. It's going to be close. The other option is somebody that you really don't like, but that person you have a better chance at beating. Who would you take in that scenario?
I'm ditching the ally. I'm here to win, baby. I'm ditching the ally. Like, yeah. If I'm gonna have a tough time beating someone at the end, and I get the power. I'm sending them home. I don't care if the person I'm sitting next to is like the worst person on earth. Like that's probably better for me because who's gonna want to vote for the worst person on earth? They're gonna want to vote for me, like probably the second worst person on earth. So no, just kidding. I'm lovely, but no, but like if you can sit next to like the worst person in the cast like if you, as our I dislike them, they're giving people like other people might dislike them for the same reason I dislike them. So it would be advantageous to sit next to them because if this gives me an easier chance to win, I'm gonna sit next to them. Loyalty, smoyalty. I want to win.
Royalty, smoyalty.
Yeah, loyalty, smoyalty. I don't. I'm not. I'll do it. I'll try and keep my allies to that point so they can take me. I want to keep my allies as far as possible, but the second they try to overpass me, I have to cut them.
All right. What's your approach to powers in the game? Typically, they're hidden. Are you going to be actively searching for those?
I think I think it would be bad for me to actively search in front of other people. If I can find time to do it privately and just kind of like sneak around and do it without getting caught, I'll do that. I think searching with other people only puts a target on your back. Unless you can do it in a way that's like, hey, we're allies, let's try and find something together. But if you're just like with a random group of people and it's the first day and you're like searching for powers and you're like, hey guys, let's do it too. And then that could be off-putting. That could be like, oh, Connor's searching for powers. And the littlest thing, people are looking to put a target on your back. And I want to be someone, even though I'm, I won't, I want my place in the game to be, I want people to view me as someone that's wacky, but someone that's predictable. I'm a very wacky person. I want people to be like, oh, well, like he's wacky, but his gameplay is very predictable, right? He's not going to be the kind of guy because when you're predictable, you can take advantage of that, and you can like you're not all wily doing crazy things. So when you're unpredictable, what happens then is like people want to take you out, or people don't trust you with information, or you're just not a person that people can want to move forward with. If you're predictable, and people think you're predictable and easy and just like, yeah, say a name, I'll do it, that helps me eventually when it's time to make a move, uppercut that person. Not uppercut as an uppercut, but uppercut as in like, one step ahead of them and make a move on them and uh, you know, really outsmart them. So it's all about perception and being viewed as predictable. And when it's time, do something that they wouldn't expect and get the upper hand on my opponent. So,
All right, cool. What are you specifically doing to prepare for this game?
I haven't done a whole lot. I work a lot. I work 40 hours a week and then some. So my time has been focused on work. I'm mentally preparing myself a lot. I'm an introvert. I'm wacky, but I'm also like not the most talkative person in the world. So I'm mentally preparing myself for having to force myself into conversations and force myself to talk to people. And that doesn't require any going to the gym. That doesn't require any that just requires me to sit and think and prepare my mental state for what I'm about to enter. And I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of just me thinking about this and thinking about what what I'm going to enter it and how I'm going to handle it and not to get too overwhelmed with it. And if I can get comfortable, once I'm comfortable in a social situation, I'm golden. I'm making people laugh. I'm good. It's about getting myself in the mindset of this is going to be uncomfortable. How fast can you get comfortable? And it's just a lot of mental game right now. You can go to the gym for 6 months. Doesn't mean you're going to be like beasting these competitions. I feel like people can go to the gym and prepare and do crazy stuff and like run around. But at the end of the day, I don't think any kind of physical activity like gym work is going to prepare you for what the Ascendance has to offer. I don't think so. So I'm just gonna, I'm not relying on challenge wins to get me to the end. I'm relying on other things. So I'm focused on my mental state more so than my physical state.
What's one thing that you want to accomplish with this experience?
I want to win, but if I can't win, I want to exit with some friends. I want to play the social game and like I have a hard time making friends a lot of the time because like I'm so focused on the game or like I just I'm can be like I don't know, very very shy and very very quiet and that affects like it takes me time to open up. So I want to I want to exit with some friends after the season that people are like, oh, Connor's not bad. I like Connor. Connor's pretty chill, but above all else, I want to win.
Cool. Is there anything else, Connor? Anything interesting that you want to tell me and the viewers?
Um, Ordinary schmordinary. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be ordinary. You don't have to fit in the mold to do well. And I want to just be myself and be awkward, be weird, and make it happen just being me. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
I'm looking forward to you doing that too, Connor, and I appreciate you coming on and talking a little bit and letting us know what's going on. And thank you so much.
No worries.